Alright, I haven't done one of these bad puppies in a while. Just saw the movie Inside Out. Basically, we had a baby. Alright, baby, named Riley. Right? Ooh, that didn't look so good. But baby, right? And then inside her mind was this fucking y'all ever saw Ozzy and the Pill Boy? That's basically what it was inside the body, but this is inside the mind. We had Joy, right? Joy, right? She was born. She was like, ah, yes, I press button, I make baby happy. Happy. Okay, fucking spell. Happy. But then the baby started crying, right? You know, wee wee wah wah. And then out came sadness. I think she looked like this. Right? And then they were kind of fighting for the button, you know, Joy press it, it's happy, sadness press it. You know, sadness. Now the movie is not to be confused with the 2005 Inside Out thriller show. You know? So, you know, the baby grew up to be a little toddler, right? I think there was a wagon scene, and then she was dragging the wagon around, and this is where we got this is Riley, and this is where we got this is where we got Fear, alright? He was this like weird skinny guy. He was, you know, keep her safe from all the dangers in the world, right? And then at some point in the film, they had dinner, right? A dinner table, and it had broccoli on there. And here's her dad. I don't know what her dad's name is. Here's her mom. I don't know what her mom's name is. I don't think they ever said the mom's name. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I don't really pay attention. And then they had broccoli on the plate, right? And then out came Disgust, and she's like, you know, she's the one that prevents her from getting poisoned. According to the movie, poison or poison in real life, poison socially. I don't fucking. She wasn't having it, right? And then the dad was like, eat or no dessert. Right? Eat or no cake. Right? And then out came anger, you know, his fire. Right? The angry guy, right? And then the movie went through her life, blah blah blah, making all these core memories or whatever they fucking call it. Right? So here's a little console thing they control. Whoever controls it controls that emotion for Riley. But we had Joy. You know, Joy seems to be the bitch of the fucking thing. You know, fucking wants to always be happy, and all these little balls thing are like the memories. They go to this tube thing, and it goes to like the long-term memory nonsense. And they always try to keep her happy. I don't know what I'm going. This might be Fear. All right. But later in the film, uh, I think this is, you know what, this is gonna be anger, right? And this could be sadness, and then this one could be disgust, right? So basically, Joy wants to be always the one in charge of the whole, for most of her life. She's the happy go-getter for Riley, and eventually form these core memories, right? Which builds up to her personality traits, right? That's what basically what it kind of was or is. And then Riley got older, right? Riley got old, 11 years old. They moved to this shitty ass fucking broken down like house looking thing. There's a garage right here. The thing was basically like look goddamn torn down apartment area, right? Riley was not having it. Alright. Riley felt sad, but Joy didn't Joy didn't want her to feel sad, so she took over control. Like, no, we gotta make her happy, happy all the time, happy. Eventually, she went to school, and so Riley's in class now, right? And the teacher was like, "Hey, yo, introduce yourself." And Riley was like, "All right." You know, she started off with all these happy memories. That's what Joy showed on the console thing. It's a little ball projector, and it had all these happy memories. But then sadness infected it with like touching it. She touched it and it made it sad, and then she started crying in class. And Joy was like, we're not having this today." So then Sadness pretty much isolated, or Joy isolated Sadness in like kind of a circle thing, like, hey, don't touch nothing, don't do nothing. But then obviously, here we go, we're back at home. We're back at home again, right? Back in the crappy ass apartment. There's a billboard or chalkboard. Anyway, so we're back at home now. And she touched another goddamn circle thing about her, right? A core memory, a little core memory. He made it all sad, right? At blue because it started affecting it. And she's like, oh no, you can't do that. So she had to get rid. Joy took it, right? Joy took it into this little like tube thing, like that you have the bank, and they kind of like sucked it off out of the way, like we can't have this anymore. But Joy, Sadness like, no, that's a core memory, we can't get rid of it. So they both got sucked up in there, leading only disgust, fear, and anger take over the control. Bing, bada boom. And then they had this whole grand adventure, right? They had this whole maze thing where they had like all these memories at, and they had to walk all the way back to their headquarters, which is like kind of like this big tower, like fucking Teen Titan Tower. And here's Joy, here's Sadness. They had to walk through all this maze, try to make their way all the way back to their headquarters. While there, each of the personality traits, these big ass islands, were being crumbled one by one. Because in the tower, fucking Anger was trying to take over. So he had this grand idea. It's like, alright, none of us can be Joy, so let's just go all in and mad all the time. And then every time it all went downhill, so crumble, get anger issue. Crumble all the personality traits. All the while they're still trying to, like, oh damn, we lost another personality, we gotta go faster to here, right? And all while that's happening, Anger got this bright idea, like, alright, we can make a new core memory by running away to Minnesota. I don't know how to spell Minnesota or where is Minnesota. But yes, that was a bright idea. New memory, go to Minnesota. So Joy and Sadness eventually made it to the last last train. There was this train thing, right? That the grand idea was taking this train, right? Choo choo. Take this train with their new friend Bonzo, like Bing Bong, right? This elephant guy, right? Take the train, which will go to their headquarters. Train eventually collapsed because the last personality trait fell, right, and it fell right on top of the train, or the train tracks under it, destroyed, right? And then that led them. So there's this big pit under or next to the tower, basically called the memory pit or something. You fall in there, R.I.P. So Joy fell there by accident, along with Bing Bong, right? And they had this wagon, right? This wagon was powered by song magic, and that's how they were on it. He was on it. They had to take this little ramp and just shoot himself back out of the pit. But Bonzo sacrificed himself and got lowered the weight limit, so he jumped off. He died, and Joy made it up on top. While this was happening, and back in the tower, Anger had this big plan, right? I told you, to go to Minnesota, right? So he injected the idea into the console, and Riley took it, and then Riley, in IRL, was in the bus at the time. And they couldn't stop her from leaving the bus because the console broke down, and basically now, because all the personality traits are gone, she lost all of her emotions. Like, basically we can't make her feel anything anymore. So, with Joy now being up here, new page. Joy now being up here, she and Sadness slingshotted themselves all the way to the tower. And this is the part where like all the emotions, we have a disgust, we had anger, and we had a fear. It was like, hey, Joy, you're here finally. Like, help save Riley. But Joy was like, nah. Sadness gotta do it. And with Sadness, fixed the console. Don't really understand how. She fixed the console, took out the idea of leaving home. Riley got off the bus, reunited her family. The end.